suppose. I think you would have to. I'll have to go ask them in off-duty hours, though.
Okay, when is that?
Thank you. Well, after 8, it should be safe to go and talk to the kennel master.
What time is it now?
It is about what?
Both at 12, so it'd be like.
Yeah. That's in 10 hours or something.
Oh, that's too long.
Sure.
She didn't say that.
Yeah. So you're adventurous?
Yes.
Or just travelers?
We're adventurous, but we do travel.
Of course.
She smiles.
So, what wild adventure are you up here north to find? What treasure are you searching for?
Well, at the moment we just arrived, so we don't know much about the area.
Not so the kingdom didn't hire you to go do something? We don't get many travelers who come here just for the locale.
Well, I really want to see the whispering statues. I've heard about them.
Whispering statues?
Isn't that what they're called?
The singing saints, or these singing statues.
Singing statues. That's what she said.
So, I don't know about that. It's not a rumor I'm familiar with.
Oh. I heard some...
Perhaps do you think of the priests in Bellatine? They're known for their singing, certainly. They tend to keep it to the militia, though, or the guards up there. Sometimes you can hear some of it from down here. It has a celestial brilliance to it.
Fascinating. I really want to hear it.
And stick around for a few days. Perhaps you'll be lucky.
I hope so. Kash smiles.
Beyond that, I'm sure there should be plenty to do beyond the watch wall. There are rumors of creatures up there.
Oh, what kind of creatures?
It's been awfully quiet. I think the watchtower, the Bellatine, is actually going to send out a scout patrol soon to see if anything can be found up there.
Found of what? What is it?
It has been quiet. The natives, the gnolls especially, have been very quiet. And so scouts will go out and check out and see if they have left, and if they have, track them down and find out why and where. They will then ride on our fastest horses back. I don't think it's anything important, but, well, the commander is never really one for taking things easy, if you will.
Well, you can never be too careful.
Mythos bless him, though.
Okay, well, thank you for the talk, and thank you for the information.
Do you think your companions would want breakfast?
I bet they would.
All right, then I'll keep the oven running.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Always good business. He smiles.
She smiles back and says, "Indeed."
It is a pleasure to have travelers here. I do see quite a few.
Kash smiles.
You should come back here a little later in the evening if you have time. I have some good dancers, some ale. There's usually quite a life going on here. He rolls out his arms. Many of the soldiers frequent us here. So if you want to learn about the saints, that's perhaps those people you should ask.
Thank you. I'll definitely look into that.
Then.
Kash will return to the room. Feeling she has talked too much now. She's not used to it. She doesn't like talking too much to people. So she'll return to her room with...
Then you'll probably meet Azureus leaving his room.
Probably.
Oh, well,
it's been about an hour, 50 minutes.
Well,
I only require 15 minutes.
Oh, Yeah, all right. You'll all be done with whatever you want to do.
So I
Karen
would
can
have
sleep
been with Kash.
if he
And
wants to.
I would have probably already had breakfast as well.
Ah, Cairen will be up as well.
Oh, then
And
she
me.
won't return to her room. It's
So
just because
get-
she thought she just.
I'll sit at the table with you.
Oh, cool. She'll join you.
Does Azureus want breakfast?
Yes, you'll have breakfast.
Stew or pancakes?
Pancakes.
I'll be given some pancakes. Thank
Cairen
you.
will
Was
take
that
the
2
stew
silver?
because it has meat in it.
Generally ask if you slept well when you go down into the area.
Azureus will nod.
And if you found the rooms up to your liking.
He also nod to that. Azureus won't seem to talk very much, but yeah, he will respond.
Remember to subtract the 2 copper pieces if you have breakfast.
It's really annoying. I've got 38.88 gold.
I have 320.88.
We haven't shared the gold we found, have we?
No, the 320 is stuff that I already had.
Oh, I just wanted to be sure that
We have a crate of 6,000 and 115 in a little bag,
Cool.
and then we have whiskey.
You're now all gathered here. Some of you still eating.
Heard anything interesting? Zacharias looks at Kash.
Just looks at me. Well, the singing statues are apparently not statues, but just saints, and they sing beautifully. And apparently, there's a lot of life in this inn at night.
Oh,
And maybe the innkeeper would like to buy the whiskey we have.
does he?
Why would we sell the whiskey?
Because it's a bother to carry around.
But it's whiskey.
Keep a bottle.
Mm,
How many
guess
bottles
one is
were
better
there?
than nothing.
6.
We can leave one bottle for Cairen. His share of the loot.
Well then, what do we do now?
Well, we're new in town. We should walk around and take in the sights.
I'm up for a road trip.
We have a few items too we could try to sell in some of the stores.
Sure.
Yeah,
So-
why not?
So then let's go.
I feel Azureus would just rather just look around than go shopping, but yeah.
So we just walk around and enjoy ourselves for our first few days, or what?
Well, not just enjoy yourselves. You know, while you're exploring, you'll see different places in town. You might be able to find some things out, overhear some conversations.
I guess.
It's enjoyably gaining intel.
So you eat your breakfast and then you go out into the city.
Yes.
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 Yeah. How many steel pelts did we have? Like, what? There were 7 and
pelts?
then 4.
10.
There were 11, I thought. No, didn't they catch?
We have 10 pelts, which is worth 500 gold.
No, yeah, you're right. It is 10.
I should know. I listed every bit of loot we gained.
No, I know. I was counting it wrong.
All right. If you want to look for trading.
Yeah, I think the first thing we should do is convert the pelts and the ivory to money.
Yes, alchemy will convert them.
If you'll look around for a few hours, you can certainly find places, and you can even find a sort of positive trade for these items. It seems that they're actually in demand here, and sometimes traders do or hunters do come by land. It's sort of rare, but they're sort of luxurious items, and so you can actually get the full value when selling them out across
Okay.
pelts and sort of ivory.
So let's see, that's 1200 for the ivory then.
And then 1700 when you add the seal pelts.
Okay, so 1700 in total added to the pile, so to speak.
Right. Sort of, as you come with this, sort of, you do get some questions about how you acquired these things.
Oh, we came
Quite
up.
an impressive amount. Of
Yes,
ivory. It took a long time to handle these.
It did, quite. We have been.
So
traveling.
you're hunters then?
When we get the chance. We are more of the adventuring type. But it's a long journey north, and when you find a good opportunity to hunt, you better take it, right?
Right. The merchant appreciates the business.
So what kind of
It's gonna make him a fortune down in the capital.
what kind of things are they selling here? Like is there like potions, wands, like anything magical?
There are a little bit of stuff. Sort of, I mean, it doesn't seem like for the primary production seems to be actually smithing and such. You can find about any weapon type or armor, sort of with the exception of the eastern ones and such. Here, they even have sort of one of the armors has a full plate that is for sale.
Mm-hmm.
Such.
When the initial transaction is done, Zacharias will pull together a group. Basically, yes.
Kash will be looking for the kennel, and can you add when the time it is for her to ask about buying a dog?
Sure.
Thank you.
So,
Does Kash voice her desire to her fellow companions?
What?
Does Kash tell the others that she's going to buy a dog?
Sure.
I'll try to.
Well, she'll just say, "Can you? I'm gonna buy a dog, so at this time I have to go and talk to the kennel master
Why are you gonna buy a dog?
because the dog I had before I was caught was killed."
Okay. Is this really
It's-
the time to train a new dog?
I think it will be trained when I have it.
so if it's coming from a kennel, it might be trained.
Sakurai shrugs.
If she wants a dog, why not?
I see nothing wrong with her getting herself a pet.
I don't care one way or the other.
Neither do I.
Good.
As
Very
long
well
as she
then.
keeps it in line.
Indeed.
As long as what?
You keep
As
it
long
in
as
line.
you keep it in line.
Well, of course.
Oh, what's the worst it could do?
That's questionable.
I can think of a number of scenarios where I would not like a dog. Anyway,
And that's why you have spells.
yes. We have a bit of money.
How much? I just want to go through all the stuff we've got so we can work out exactly how much we've got.
There's 1700 from the seal and ivory. We've got the statuette of the nude mermaid, unless we sold that and I was.
We didn't sell that. We've got 115 from the brown bag,
From the
6,000 from the chest.
Yeah.
Which
And
then
that's it.
which outputs us that much gold.
Right.
Yeah. To split among 5.
If we split it among 5, my calculator gives us this value.
Alright. 1563 gold each.
Yep.
Everyone, find your inventories and add it.
Alright, will do.
That's a lot of gold.
Jake,
Yeah, for
you need a
level-
full plate.
Yeah, I do need a full plate.
There's one for sale.
Oh my. Well,
Get to work.
I may be pretty broke in about 10 minutes.
10 seconds, why? Just dump all your money on this table. I want this.
You know that it'll take some time to sort of get it fitted for you.
Yeah, the one from with full plates. They take time.
But it's for sale.
Yes, this might be a good opportunity to gear up, as it were. If there's anything among, well, weapons or arms and armor you need, now's the time to buy it. Might be good to save a bit of gold if you can. We never know when we need to, well, buy something special.
I could get a masterwork one.
Oh my.
It could be useful.
I will walk around town a bit, see what I can see. See what important institutions there are in town, get a feel for the town and the lay of the land. See if I can find out anything about the fortress. We should also perhaps inspect the fortress, at least from afar, to see how, well, the general layout of the area and the fortress itself.
Azureus will definitely do the wandering of the town. He wants to do like eavesdropping on people's conversations briefly to see if there's anything important being said. Anything relevant to us.
So basically, you want to gather information?
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead. I believe that's diplomacy roll.
In this version, it is diplomacy.
You can use knowledge local? No, maybe not.
I wouldn't use
I
knowledge
forget.
local anyway. My charisma is too stupidly high.
I forget.
With a guidance on top of that.
That's a natural 19 on my diplomacy roll.
Alright. I would like each of you to roll a, let's see here, a d20.
Wait, for what?
In addition to what you sought for.
Not you, Jake.
Zacharias, did you sort of talk around or ask around for what sort of important people there were around?
Yeah, like Sakurais just wants to, what are there to do in town? Like, what are the important people? Like, is there a mage college in town? Like,
It seems the city is still sort of a small city, and as such, there aren't that much. It seems the most of the city is actually run by the keep of Bellatine. The Lord Thomas Havelin is the commander, and he's also the Lord of Aldencross. The main priest here is Father Dunnigan, who is also the the priest of the mage archpriest of the keep, and the magic authority is Tacitus, who is a mage in the keep. But you're sort of told not to stick into his business, because he's not really a fellow you would want to be around. He's sort of a little weird. But beyond that, I mean, the guards have their guard captain and such. There isn't much to do, but if asked sort of what should I do here while I'm here, you definitely said that the Lord's Deliverance has quite the nightlife, and is quite an interesting place to visit. And beyond that, most people sort of ask, well, why did you come here? But what's the, like, they don't really seem to see that this is much of a tourist attraction.
well, to that, Sakurais will answer, well, to help the kingdom, of course. This place is rife with barbarians and snow monsters and Mithra knows what else. And of course, as a good citizen and an adventurer looking for glory and fame, this is the place to be.
As Azureus walked around just sort of listening for information, right?
Yep, listening for information, looking for rumours, that kind of thing.
Right, he overhears a few people talking about someone they called Mad Martin. As you say, he's a very strange person, isn't he? Yes, of course. He tends to Rookery Tower. They say he never leaves the tower except for necessities. He talks to the birds like people, and he's named every single one. Whispers and just shakes their heads. And the thought of Mad Martin living in the Rookery.
Okay. Anything else? There's nothing
Yes,
else of really big importance.
No, that's sort of the main thing. As Sakurais sort of walks around, he also hears a bit of gossip regarding Father Donegan. One of the men he sort of talks to says, "I've heard that Father Donegan was actually sent here after being demoted from being a bishop. He got into some sort of trouble, serious trouble, I'd wager, to be banished to the Watch Wall. I don't know what, though."
Hmm. Well, Zacharias
that's
will certainly take note.
Interesting, I guess.
The question is, what's Cairen doing, pretty much, actually?
Cairen, if he's left alone to his own devices, will gather information back in the inn. And by that he means drink a lot of ale. And possibly talk to some people.
Sure. Spends a couple hours there. Roll a d20 then. Oh, you already did, I see.
I did.
Alright, let's see then. Karen here's or if he sort of talks to people, or is he just listening in?
He does talk as well. Try to join in some conversations that seem friendly enough.
There are some people he talks to. Sort of one of them is a little worried, it seems. They say the bugbears are messing up north. I wonder what they're up to. It doesn't matter, we're ready for them. Another says, you'd think those shaky walking carpets would have learned by now that the watch wall is unbreakable. Yes, they sort of talk. The one who seemed a little worried sort of slouched back and says, yeah, they have never, ever defeated the keep. They've tried many times, though. So they continue their conversation about the bugbears and how useless they seem to be at assaulting things.
Other than that, Kash is getting a pet and Marcus is getting his armor refitted.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, Kash can't get her pet yet.
Is there a place in town to buy spells?
It seems like there's a small store for that kind of thing.
Okay. Zacharias will certainly peruse the store's wares. Just not really in like buying anything right now, but sort of taking in the store and sort of walking around and muttering appreciative on the magical knickknacks or whatever are gathered around.
Right, it seems mostly to be scrolls, but to Zacharias actually seems quite sophisticated. In the ability of these scrolls, meaning that you can get up there in the levels of the scrolls you can actually acquire here.
Okay.
They're nicely stuck.
Who's the proprietor?
It seems to be actually two wizards, two brothers. You'd guess wizards from their sort of attire.
Mm-hmm.
They both wear the sort of sigil of Talingard, so they're most likely sort of the city magic assistants.
Mm-hmm.
They do seem quite nerdy, though.
Okay.
Sort of
Well,
they don't seem to be the combat wizard
right.
kind of people.
Well, Zacharias can certainly appreciate some, arcane trivia, and might actually spend some time with them, like discussing the finer points of Arcana. trying to sort of subconsciously match his intellect against theirs.
All right. Sort of talk to them, and they don't seem to have dived into the sort of magical depths as he has. But their knowledge of sort of common or rudimentary spells is quite admirable, actually. And they do have. It seems they have sort of specialized themselves for making scrolls and helping the some of the militia captains in how to actually use magical items, even though they are not sort of apt with magic otherwise.
Zacharias will question along this line and say, do you sell a lot of magical items to the fort?
No, not to the fort specifically. Most to parties that go north of the watch wall to scout and such.
Oh, of course. I imagine
for the fort.
Yes, of course. I imagine there aren't too many arcanely trained people in the fort. I've heard about the wizard that lives up there.
Yes. He's quite the wizard, actually. He's known for brewing quite some powerful potions. They say that if a crime would ever be done out in Cross, that the commander would simply come down and make you drink a potion that would force you to tell the truth and confess all your sins immediately.
Oh, that is quite the powerful potion.
Yes, and apparently they have stocked a few. Says with a knowing grin. It has never really happened, but I wouldn't doubt that Tactius is up for it.
Well, Mithras preserve us that it will never be required. Sakurais smiles.
Of course.
So was it Tacitus? Tacitus? Let's see your
Tacitus, yes.
Tacitus. So I have heard some of rumors around town. I'm new in town, I confess, but there seems to be some talk about the people being sort of afraid of Tacitus.
Oh, that's just superstition. He just keeps to himself.
Ah. Well,
he's a good man. He has his own things to do.
Of course, being a wizard, I imagine he does a lot of research.
Yes, of course. Of course he does. He usually might be one of the ones who actually sometimes hires adventure parties in the capital and then takes them up here to go retrieve some sort of thing.
Oh.
Up north.
Would it be terribly presumptuous of me to seek an audience with him?
Well, he doesn't really do audiences. So I wouldn't really know how to get in touch with him. He usually stays in his own place. Recently, he's been very secluded, doing some sort of experiment, I would assume.
That has piqued my interest. Zacharias smiles.
Yes, it is very, very exciting. Never will know what it is, though. He has his own things. Sometimes at night, not recently, but other times, you will see him standing on top of the tower, and you will see large balls of fire simply fly out in the air and explode. He has an affinity for fire, that one.
Oh my.
Yes, he practices the art of evocation.
Oh. How interesting. I once upon a time contemplating studying evocation myself, actually.
That's so nice. Yes, I always found it to be a little one-sided, though.
Yes, it's too destructive for my taste. I have no stomach for violence at all.
Alteration, transmutation, though. Those are the exciting things.
Yes.
Can be applied to everyday things.
They can.
Much more useful.
And helpful.
Yes.
Tell me, does he buy any ingredients or reagents from you?
Very rarely, really. He seems to produce much of what he needs himself. The Bellatine does get shipments from the capital now and then with supplies and such, and I would assume he orders what he needs from there.
Oh, of course.
We can't really offer him much he can keep for himself.
Well, Zacharias sort of winks at them. Well, I asked because, well, there might have been sort of a special store I could have perused too then.
Aha. Yes, no, we sent a cell to the adventurers to come up here. Nothing dangerous though, but whatever could be useful, sort of, utility.
Yes, of course, of course. Zacharias again sort of peruses the many medical items. Yes, a fine collection, I must say. I think I shall be stopping by here soon enough.
Oh, please do. If you would be so kind.
Zacharias
If we
smiles.
have more time, perhaps we could even exchange some spells.
Oh yes, perhaps. Might even be a few tricks I can learn you, teach you.
Oh, we hope so. We have quite the selection, though.
Zacharias nods. Well, I must be on my way. My friends are no doubt waiting for me. Thank you for the talk, and have a nice day.
Sort of nod. Like, yes, please come again.
And Zacharias leaves, muttering to
Go back
himself.
to reading some scrolls.